Isaiah's prophecy opens with a desperate command: go, hide, crawl into the rocks, and vanish into the dust. To escape a majesty so overwhelming, the only response is to disappear. This isn't a random disaster. It's a precise strike against the one thing humanity protects above all else: our own deep-rooted pride. The prophets called this the Day of the Lord, not just a singular end-of-the-world event, but any moment in history when divine authority humbles a nation's arrogance. Our greatest achievements are laid bare the moment they are forced to stand before that authority. Centuries earlier, the law of Moses established clear boundaries for Israel's leaders. They were forbidden from stockpiling military power in the form of horses, or hoarding national security in silver and gold. Yet Isaiah looks at ancient Judah and sees a culture in total defiance. Their land is overflowing with imported wealth, military hardware, and forbidden political alliances. This self-reliance peaked with the worship of idols. From the poorest peasants to the highest officials, the people were bowing down to crude objects they carved with their own hands, trusting in things they had manufactured. By engineering their own false armor, Judah unknowingly guaranteed a total collapse of their status. Isaiah begins an itemized record of everything Judah relies on for status, stripping away the layers of their self-preservation one by one. He starts with the natural world. The towering cedars of Lebanon and the thick oaks of Bashan were the ultimate symbols of permanence in the ancient world. Isaiah uses them to represent the elite, the princes and rulers who feel untouchable. Next, he moves to human engineering, the high towers and fortified stone walls built to protect a city's wealth and its people. It's the same impulse that drove the building of Babel. Humanity is constantly trying to build its way upward, reaching for a height where we might finally be invincible. But neither the height of the forest nor the thickness of a stone wall can provide shelter on the day the foundations are shaken. Then there are the treasuries, filled with gold and silver and what Isaiah calls pleasant pictures, all the luxury items and hoarded art used to signal a nation's worth. King Hezekiah famously gave Babylonian envoys a grand tour of his entire treasury in a moment of pure vanity. Isaiah warned him that very day that everything he just boasted about would eventually be carried off to Babylon as plunder. Finally, he names the ships of Tarshish, the absolute pinnacle of international trade and cutting-edge technology. These were the ultimate escape vehicles. When Jonah tried to flee from God's command, he boarded a ship to Tarshish, but as his story proves, there is no corner of the known world far enough to hide. When the reckoning arrives, economic dominance fails, and the fastest escape routes are instantly cut off. The previously lofty are forced into a sharp descent, cowering in the same desolate rock crevices they once thought were beneath them. In the darkness of those caves, people hurl their silver and gold idols into the dust. They discard their most precious treasures, leaving them to the moles and the bats, blind creatures that live in the dirt. This wasn't just a poetic warning. Jerusalem's high walls were physically leveled by Assyria, then Babylon, and eventually the Roman Empire. Even the massive stone-for-stone construction of Herod's temple, seen by many as the ultimate symbol of spiritual permanence, was dismantled until nothing remained. History consistently validates the collapse of any culture that anchors its security in its own hands. Isaiah ends with a final, sobering command: cease from man. Stop trusting in fragile mortal beings. Every tower we build and every ship we launch is sustained by a breath that vanishes as quickly as it is given. Our modern world is still crowded with high towers, massive treasuries, and advanced ways to flee. We have simply updated the technology of our self-reliance. If the greatest achievements of the past could be brought low in a single day, where is true security found today?